It's even harder to lose weight? Come and give it a try. Ginshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules. Plant extract, scientific ratio. Take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning. Eat twice a day. Don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Ginshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
You have seen their boldest ideas. Their work speaks for them. From media mastery to corporate brilliance, these are the masterminds behind the scenes, shaping reputations and driving results, managing media relations, crafting compelling campaigns, and navigating crisis communication. Ladies and gentlemen, join us as we celebrate the creme de la creme of the public relations industry, the ones who have turned challenges into opportunities and ideas into movements. Happening on 4th December, Protea Hotel, 5:30 p.m. For more information, visit www.proud.ug/awards. Brought to you by UNOP, Affinity Media, Galax FM and Galax TV, Bank of Uganda, PEPS, Coms of Africa, PwC and UBC.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight? Come and give it a try. Ginshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules. Plant extract, scientific ratio. Take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning. Eat twice a day. Don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Ginshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archived stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Director. A lovely morning to you, and thank you very much for being with us on UBC TV. Welcome to Good Morning Uganda Extra. I'm Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono, and this morning I'm going to be discussing something of interest to every Ugandan. I want to believe every Ugandan, that is power, electricity. And when we talk about that, of course, that is UEDCL, Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited, our company as a country. Now I want to look at status of power in Uganda. And I am with my usual suspect, that is the mouthpiece of this great body, UEDCL, and that's Janan Kiza with me in studios. Janan, how are you?
I'm very fine, Robert. Want to say a good morning to our viewers out there, our dear consumers of electricity across the country, those who are well served. We want to appreciate you. Those who are grumbling, things are not yet fine, we want to give you courage and comfort you that we are doing everything reasonably possible to ensure that we normalize the situation so that we all have a balanced diet of electricity supply in the country. But above really the naysayers, I think we have started seeing normalcy returning in the biggest parts of the central business district and also across the country. We are also getting out of a turbulent time which has been with us, I think, since April. The rainy seasons, they have really hit us hard, especially looking at the infrastructure that we inherited from our past concessionaire. We have had those very grumbling moments where the infrastructure has not behaved otherwise. It has not supported us to supply you. Those have been the bad times. But nonetheless, we also want to remind Ugandans that the Wetereze campaign, which we launched on 23rd of July, is still ongoing. And I think practically we can say, Mr. Chirabo, we are only remaining with 29 days to go to close shop. And indeed, for sure, after January 1st, the verse we shall be singing on UBC TV and any other government media houses is not going to be amnesty. It is going to be really enforcement, because we have done a lot of social campaigning. We have done a lot of amnesty for people who are stealing power, and I think enough is enough. We should be able to close that shop, and we allow the required Ugandans to consume their power that they pay for.
Now that said, I'm more interested to begin with the current situations or situations that have happened recently in some areas, and they have not done us very good. 19th November, we saw Buyikwe, Mukono, they experienced a very difficult time there where power had become a very big challenge. Now, this show, I'll be looking at some of the areas that I've researched on that have had trying moments when it comes to electricity. What do I mean? Where they have had blackouts for some days. And now let's begin with Buyikwe, that side. I was told, I received calls, and here I have you now, that Robert, here we do not know what is happening, what is going on. I remember that was on the 19th of November.
Thank you very much, Robert. You hosted us just, I think, a day after the vandals struck the Owen Falls 132 kilovolt line belonging to UEDCL, that orchestrated a very bad blackout on all our 4 substations that derive the energy we supply to the 16 industrial feeders in that hub going off supply.
What exactly happened? Simplify it. You said the vandal, something like that?
Yes, the 2 towers of the backbone, which you call the electricity backbone, belonging to UEDCL, were vandalized on 19th of November. And of course, because of that incident, the substation, the main substation, where the auxiliary substations of UEDCL pick from, went off supply. And definitely that meant that all the industrial feeders in the areas of Mukono and Buyikwe had to go into that forced outage for those 11 days. Very unfortunate, because it has had a very great impact, both on the side of the utility, on the side of the industrialists, the communities at large, but also even other utilities, including the water cycle. You recall that the National Water and Sewerage Corporation has one of the biggest pumping sites in Katosi, the water treatment plants in Katosi. I think that literally supplies the greater part of Kampala. So electricity being off in that region, in that zone, in that industrial hub, meant that you are going to have a causal effect on the supply of water. And I know many parts of Kampala have been decrying the off and on water supply, but also it has been stemming from the vandalism incident that happened on 19th, where also unfortunately one Ugandan lost a life because he didn't survive. The tower squeezed him. We
was
really,
he one of the suspects?
Yes, he was one of the suspects. And
praise the name of the Lord.
I wouldn't want to say so. Probably would have gotten him alive to have an interaction with him, to know who he works with. Because you see, this is a repeated incident, as I did mention last time when I was here. The same vicinity has been vandalized more than 3 times. So you never know. We would have known how that club operates if probably would have.
Maybe that, because really, fellow Ugandans, forgive me for the harsh words. I've been able to visit with aid of my guest this morning to visit some of these towers, because I'm very passionate when it comes to the electricity sector. Because I know when electricity is not there, so many people's livelihood, leave alone you who may just use it to see and watch TV or be on your phone and something. But there are people whose livelihoods, people who operate businesses, you operate a saloon, you operate a dry cleaning, who survive on electricity. Some of us really, on the other hand, survive on electricity. When you don't have electricity, that entire day you're not doing business at all, yet you have other things to pay rent and what, you have boys working for you, you have to pay them every end of month, so a day or two without electricity. That's why I'm very passionate. So I've visited some of these areas. And why do I get very upset with these people? Have seen these installations vandalized and nothing is stolen. He can bear witness. We've gone there and nothing. Now it means this person is just I don't know what you wake up at night, you go, you vandalize an installation and walk away, you take nothing completely. Akati gwe wega kuba nofa tugambe ki, and you go to another tower. But when you're vandalizing this electricity, you're forgetting there's that young girl who was woken up to come and work, and she's told tekuli masanyalaze, and she has to go back. She's a single mother. She has a child to look after. You're forgetting there's that man who invested in that dry cleaner, bought equipment on loan, and has to pay at the end of the month to make deposits. Now this may take a week or 2. You've forgotten. There are many examples we can give. Now, that is very insane.
Yes, it is, Robert, and you've rightly put it. We don't really disagree more with you on that. We just want really to paint a picture of what that outage meant on our side. You have rightly said about the direct employments, the indirect employments that are rising from the production of these factories, but also on the side of the industrialists. On 20th, we had to hold an engagement with the industrialists at Colleen Hotel to interact with them, to share with them our plan of restoration, but also to indicate to them that they need to join government in the campaign of fighting the vice of vandalism, because it equally affects them on their side. So it is something that really we are also rallying the public, that let's not look at electricity infrastructure as infrastructure that belongs to UEDCL or UETCL or UEGCL. This is our infrastructure, and any disruption in supply, we automatically have a causal effect on a number of things, including the production you're talking about, people being sent home for forced holidays because they have no work to do. Someone
has stocked perishables.
Yes.
Drinks.
But also the season, Robert, we are in is the December season. People had the targets to realize, especially in terms of production capacity. You know, they have lost 10 man working days, 10 to 11, because it has almost taken us 11 days to have that line restored. But the fortunate part is the line was restored, of course, using the temporary infrastructure on wood, which is also still not very good enough, but at least we are able to supply Mukono and Buyuke district using now that temporary infrastructure given to us by UETCL. On the side, of course, of the domestic customers, we tried our level best to ensure that we continue keeping their lights on by consuming generation from Skoll, and we also want really to thank our co-generators, the private generator call for according us the 16 megawatts that we have been using in this period to support on the side of national water to try and pump water and supply so that we don't really stifle the side of that function, very critical function. And also we have been able to really keep the domestic consumers, of course, not very good supply because we also have to load shed some areas in order to really to fill up the gap that the National Water and Sewage Corporation was using at that time.
Maybe just for my viewer, the images you see on the screen, we'll talk about them later.
Absolutely.
That is electricity theft.
That is electricity theft,
in
for
one
sure.
of the areas within Kampala. And that is much
Najana Nkumbi.
Yes. Those images were caught on phone, but that person was stealing electricity.
1 megawatt.
1 megawatt. Now, 1 megawatt, if you have to look at how many people domestically can benefit from that electricity.
That's 1 million units.
That is 1 million units.
Yes.
So a person is stealing all that and involving so much money to be able to commit that offense. Now, we've had the residents of Wiyikwe Mukono back on the grid.
Yeah, they're back on the grid.
At the beginning of this month, that is 1st of December, World AIDS Day, my brothers in Kagadi, Hoima, Masindi, the entire West, if I may use that, they were in a blackout. I don't know if you've rectified that, but I also received concerns there telling me here, electricity, we don't know what has happened, it has also gone.
Yes, Robert, apologies to our customers in Fort Portal City, Kagadi, Chenjojo, Hoima, Chiriandongo, Masindi. We suffered the blackout as a result of a fault on Nkenda UETCL substation, which is the primary substation that supplies all the UETCL auxiliary substations on that leg, including the other side of Chenjojo Rugombe substation. So all of them have been off supply because of a fault that happened 2 days ago. We honestly want to apologize. It's an outage beyond UETCL's control because it is at the system level, but also on the side of our supplier UETCL, they are doing all reasonably that is possible to ensure that the grid is restored so that stability comes in. But also not really paint a picture that the entire Bunyoro and Toro region is off supply. We are trying to cushion the areas with some bit of supply from the local generators. You'll appreciate that in Bunyoro alone there are a number of mini hydros, and these have been able to give us some hope, some reliable power. Of course, not very adequate to cover the entire demand in the area, but at least there has been some cushion from the generators, and that's what we've been leveraging on in this period, which is also a good thing, Mr. Chirabo, not really to say that the collapse of the backbone depicts a very hopeless situation. It also shows that we still have a fallback position, that in case you have a challenge on the grid, we can use our co-generators, our partners in the generation space to generate power in island mode without getting reference from the main grid. But of course, this has also its own challenges because the demand in most of these townships and cities is not far up there. And that they will consume a lot or consume entirely what these generation facilities are able to produce. Of course, because of that imbalance in the appetite, the drops in demand, the generators usually are not stable, especially when they are doing what we call island mode or producing electricity without hinging on the backbone of electricity on the main grid with that reference voltage. So we have been trying to manage
a certain area where it reaches midnight and it is done. Then it is switched off completely. So that day you have it once it's midnight. I don't know why they do it that way.
We will speak about that, Robert, but really for the customers in Hoima City, we are in touch with the engineers of transmission. They are fast tracking, and I know in the next few minutes from now, they had promised us at 9, but I know technical things, sometimes you give people an allowance of time to really do some safety precautions. It's not just a matter of rushing to restore the grid. They must make sure that the grid is free from any other encumbrances. There are no human beings on it. So there are a number of safety protocols that usually we follow in our day-to-day operations. So we await, at least we are sure, we have got guarantees that the fault which was at Nkenda substation has been rectified. So surely our customers will be back on supply in not so long from now. But our apologies, yesterday we did issue an advisory, and also we have been running communications on local radio stations to keep our customers at bay of the developments that are happening, that they are not developments that we have orchestrated as an institution, but they are a force majeure. They are a factor beyond our control of supply, because we also get electricity from the supplier, and also the supplier gets electricity from the garden of electricity, which is the generation plants. So the electricity subsector works as a chain, but the unfortunate part, Kirabo, which I usually speak about here, that we are positioned at the extreme end of the supply chain. So if there is a breakdown at transmission and generation, you, the consumer of electricity, will automatically suffer. And of course the punches will come to me, even when the factors that have orchestrated the blackout are outside my area of control. Speaking in the same vein, we also had a challenge. There was a weed which attacked, I think,